Hey founders, in today's video, we are going to talk about why you keep hearing that it's too expensive. Okay, so in this um in this particular one, the first one is because you are going after the wrong market. Now, very quickly, let me ask you a question. If let's say you were to sell vegetables, carrots, spinach, onion to lions, what are the chances of you getting paid for the full price and the full value of those vegetables? Now, while you are thinking on that, on the other hand, what if you sell meat? It could be dinosaur meat, it could be rhino meat, it could be Iberico pork, it could be Wagyu beef to the rabbits. Now, what are the chances of you actually getting the full premium and the full price or even a fair price to be paid for the full value, to be paid for what you're worth, right? You probably have to answer. The answer to both questions is never, right? So chances are, if you're hearing this is too expensive for most of the time and you're getting it too much, chances are you're selling to the wrong market, all right? And in my 20 years of helping a lot of founders, more often than not, this is a big problem. Okay, even for myself, when I was just starting out, and even until today, a lot of founders and entrepreneurs, even big businesses, even if they have built a successful business after 10 years, sometimes this still happen, right? Why? Because deep down psychologically in our brains, in our body, sometimes there is something that we want to fulfill. And because of those emotional desires, we might forget about some of these immutable theories and these principles, you know. So, or maybe, like for example, um, when I first started, I really want to serve a particular market. And then what happened was that a couple of bad experiences and meeting with a couple of people that is not so aligned with myself caused me to totally give up the market, right? But at the same time, even though the market can be more profitable, but in that market, I'm totally not appreciated. I'm totally not valued, you know, uh, the way so-called it should be. You know what I'm trying to say? Right? So eventually I decided, right, that I gave up that market. I've tried selling my product to a couple of different pockets of markets. Okay. So what I'm trying to encourage you here is this, okay? In terms of selling, the number one mistake you can make is probably the wrong market. If you're selling to the wrong market, it's very difficult for you to get fully paid for uh the right value, the fair price. Okay. Now, so think about it. What kind of markets are you serving right now? If you keep getting people saying that you are expensive, right? Could you be selling meat to rabbits, and could you be selling vegetables to lions, right? Okay. Then number two is that uh, you're probably selling your most expensive tier product too soon, and you're offering it to people who are uneducated yet. They're still a baby. They have not been educated about your products at all. Now, for example, until today, possibly there's a lot of people don't understand why Hermes costs so much. Chanel, why would they cost so much for a bag, and things like that, right? It's luxury is positioned as branded goods, but more often than not, most of the strangers to the brands, they are uneducated to the brand itself. They're uneducated about the story behind it. They are also very unaware of the process of the bags that's being made. Now, in the same circumstances as you, whether you're a wellness provider providing wellness services, or you're selling supplements, or you're selling weight loss, or sound bath, or any kind of wellness service, right? Physio, chiro, the chance of people telling you you're expensive is chances of they are not educated about your process, your credibility, right? They don't know what makes you so good at what you do. They don't know why you deserve that premium. Are you just trying to pull a fast one, like many of them? Okay, so the education process of your value is very, very important to eliminate this uh, three words. Now, number three is that if you're, let's say you're a sales agent, you're a sales commission, you do presentation for a living, then chances are during your presentation, during your selling, during your um, you know the entire process, you didn't plan for the close. You are just like, let's see where this takes us. Now you can't do that. Like for example, if a couple were to get married and the guy knows that he wants to marry this girl and make her the woman of his life for the entirety, he starts planning the entire relationship towards the close, right? Towards the marriage, towards getting married, and then asking for a hand, and then asking maybe in certain countries you might even ask for the father for her hand for permission, and then plan the days after the marriage, right? In selling and closing is very, very similar. Most people who don't get to close a client is because they go for networking event, they go for catch up event, they go for coffee events, but they never really planned for the close. They talk. At the end of the day, they talk until the cow come home, sunset and rise again. But still, have you ever experienced someone actually talk to you for insurance for years, but you never bought from that person? Then after that, after you buy from someone else, your friend came to you and said, "Hey, wow, why you didn't buy from me?" Right? And then your answer is because you didn't ask me to buy. Isn't it? Okay, and maybe you didn't also want to buy from that person, correct? So sometimes every close, right, it doesn't happen after a follow-up or after a presentation. The close itself happens during your daily interaction, all your mingling and everything. Okay, so if you want to close more deals, every day how people see you is they are making micro decision. You don't get to only go for the close only during your presentation. Make sense? Right? Every day how you reply to your text messages. Okay, are you rude, are you respectful? Right, all this plays a part for the close itself. Fair enough? All right, okay, good. So now that being said, I want to talk to a select few of you who is looking for more than just a class on YouTube. I'm looking for the few of you that you have all this problem for the longest time, all right, and you want to have a fix over it. You want to finally transform, all right, and you are tired of struggling with very poor and very weak closing rate. You don't close even 1 out of 10, and then you're facing a lot of objections, and you want to reduce it. You want to reduce the amount of objections that show up during your sales career or your business or your brand, and then or for your team, right? Maybe you're a founder with a team, and you want to also unlock more referrals to get more customers as well. Okay, so what you will discover is that you discover how a tutor went from 1,000 to 100,000 in just 100 under 100 days. How a fund manager earned over $29,000 in his first 16 days with me, and how he get paid to pitch to a room of hot investors. Can you imagine if people pay you to actually pitch to them? Pretty cool, right? And then how can you actually accomplish your dream goals this year? Okay, so who will this work for? Honestly, after doing this for almost 20 years, I can quite frankly tell you it works for almost everyone. I started as real estate sales, but I took it all the way to selling on the stages. Okay, and it has been tested and proven learnable as well as transferable. It will work for you from all kinds of industry, all kinds of sectors, whether you're in sales, financial services, real estate professionals, working professionals, online marketing, relationships, speaker coaches, education, consultants, leadership. Even if you are a leadership role in a corporate environment, it still works for you as well. Because at the end of the day, who do you need to close the most? Yourself, right? Yes, as well as your team, correct? Okay, you need to sell your ideas, you need to transfer them, you need to influence them, you need to help them make the right decisions, you need to coach them, mentor them, right? So you need to be able to sell your ideas to them also. Okay, so I'm going to teach you that. Now, first of all, let's see if you're suitable and you actually qualify and you're ideal for what I have, right? Now, are you at least facing one of these five problems? Because if you do, then good news, you qualify, right? If you're already on the stage of at least one of these five problems, that your prospects are starting to get defensive, they are arguing with you, they're dismissive of everything you are saying, they ignore the facts that you bring to them, and they're very selective in what they want to hear from you. Okay, if you have faced at least one of these five problems, then congratulations, this can work for you. Okay, now why are your prospects happening, say, doing all of this? It's all because of the brain. There's this bias. It's called cognitive bias, and then in this specific one, it's called confirmation bias. So what is a confirmation bias? Right, just like this image that I showed you here. Okay, can you see that how one guy is going after another from the behind to the front, but in that TV screen, it shows as if it's the opposite. See that? So what the brain does is that the brain locks in on certain events that no matter what you do, they will not listen because their brain is wired to only look for the thing. Okay. So for example, um, if you believe that the world is evil and nasty and negative, you then your brain automatically only looks out for reasons and clues and evidence of why this world is evil. On the opposite side, if you have a belief that everything in this world is beautiful, everything works for you and not against you, right? Everything happens for you and not to you. You believe that the kind always get repaid, the kind always be rewarded, right? The nice people are always going to be incentivized. Okay, the people who have empathy, they are caring, they're always going to be rewarded. Now, if you belong to that camp, okay, you will look for clues, evidence, and um, uh, things in life that supports that. Your brain will automatically look for it. Make sense? Okay, so when it comes to sales, when it comes to negotiation and things like that, at the end of the day, you cannot win a fight against a lion telling the lion that eating vegetable is better. Okay, because of how it's already wired and structured. In the same thing, however, when it comes to human and when it comes to selling your product, there is still a way, correct? That way is that the belief is that it's too expensive, right? And for example, this belief of it's too expensive, right, is built by such references such as I saw something cheaper. So if someone can buy something cheaper for the same price and do the same thing, chances are they wouldn't want to buy from you because they can achieve the same outcome, same desired, same benefits for the same price. They wouldn't want to pay you more. Agree? Okay. Now another reason is they might have paid already, but it didn't work out. Okay. Some people have never paid before, so it's too expensive for them. It's the first time they're paying such a high ticket program, okay, or services, and this doesn't have to be 1,000 for it to be expensive. It can be as cheap as a $60 versus a $20 sound bath, correct? Okay, now, so finally, one of those reasons is also because they are not sure if the results are going to be worth the price. That is how people would have this kind of belief, and then in the confirmation bias, they only look for things like whatever you say doesn't make sense, right? Whatever you say, they don't care. All they care about is things like that. Okay, so now my question to you is this, right? For a few select a group of you that you are still watching this right now, how would you like to have my proven step-by-step system that has already generated over 10 million combined sales revenue, right? And I'm going to teach you how do you overcome the confirmation bias. How do you actually talk to the prospects with respect, with integrity, with high moral standards without harming them while protecting them, and then still be able to make money and go to sleep in peace and also in harmony. How would you like that? And if that's you, then listen to this short sharing by Saifu.
Hi everyone, this is Saiful Rizal, the founder of Mathologies. I just got off a call with Jason Lim, and I must tell you how valuable his time really is. He gave me one simple advice, just one small tip that allowed me to double the number of people that came to my workshop, and then after that, of course, it created even more sales for me, amounting to roughly $15,000. What he has structured for me, what he has critiqued for me, I think will easily, potentially double or triple my return on investment, and that is something that is very difficult to do.
All right, so very difficult only just like driving and racing and swimming. All right, everything is difficult until you learn how to do it. Agree? Okay, good. So I'm going to show you some proof and walk you through, and then we will end in the next 5 minutes. Okay, and then if you're ready, just reach out, and if you're ready, just follow the instruction that comes with this video, and then find out more about the program after the video. Okay, good. So this one makes about $21,000 in the month of November. This one closed $20,000 sales within 30 minutes. Okay, and then I asked, did any of the teachings I gave you help? Look at this, truly helped me build my confidence and give me clarity on how to control and navigate the conversation, right? So this one breaks a lot of old belief, and a lot of times I think a lot of achievers, especially like yourself, already are you already know what to do. Sometimes you're just lost and confused for a short while, or most of the time the old belief is stopping us from making the new money, right? If, for example, if you believe that, remember the confirmation bias, right? Besides the prospects, we ourselves actually have those issues as well. So if let's say you have the belief of hard work equals to money, or you have the belief that you need to farm, you need to go to plant a seed, you need to get dirty, you need to get soil. Another one is maybe you believe that you have to hurt people, harm people, be evil, right? Another belief is if you believe that you cannot be nice to people. If you be nice to people, they will take advantage of you, right? All this old belief, okay, will put you into the direction of earning money that way, okay? And as you can imagine by now, some people could get some money by behaving that way, but those direction will not be able to give them happiness or satisfaction. I mean, what kind of life do you have to live, right, in order for you to actually be stuck in that kind of mind frame and be so miserable in that kind of direction? Agree? So old belief cannot make new money. Why? Because if you want to make new money with integrity, with peace, with harmony, right, and yet your behaviors are still stuck, your belief is still stuck in the direction of you have to be unkind, evil, and things like that, then chances are you're going to be torn apart because your body will be in conflict. Understand? Good. So at the end of the day, it's also about breaking down the old belief. Once you break down the old belief, right, new money will start to show up. It's like entering a new path. Okay, good. So this is Sean making almost $20,000 extra, 11,000 after closing the $20,000. So that's the total of 33,000, and it's the fourth job. See that? And this is a laundry business that closed over $50,000 within the first year and the first 100 days of the program. Now let's do some math on this laundry shop business because I love to do this math. See, he closed a client that pays him $50,000 per year. Now, assuming in the next 10 months, he only closed one per client, right? Now, in the next 6 years, and that's it, he only closed 10 and he doesn't serve any more clients. That would mean that his extra revenue, that new money, would be 3.4 million. Who don't mind an extra 3.4 million of new money coming into your life? Say aye. All right. So pretty cool, right? Five results, 5 graduates so far is already almost $3.5 million, right? And I'm only using one of the 5 to give you a proven case study of people getting paid year over year, whereas every other graduate is the same. They use the same set of skills, same set of belief system, and then they went on to make more money. So can you imagine if I do it for all 4 of them? Pretty cool, right? Good. So let's continue. This one made this tuition center made 5 digit today, made $10,000. This is Stanley Tan, a fund manager. I thought he has 30 sign up, but he has 45. So let's do some breakdown for him as well. He made over $29,000 in his first 16 days with me after the program. Let's do some forecast. If he made over if he do 8 events, whether is it per year or whether is it uh throughout his entire life, okay? So let's say in the next 10 years he only do one event per year. Sounds good? The 8 events in 10 years. So he would have made an extra quarter million. Now, if at every event he raised another $2 million on average, because he's a fund manager, right? He would have extra of $16 million. That's $16 million with a 2% fee. That's how fund managers typically make the money. That will be an extra $320,000. Putting plus the 8 events money, that will put him at almost $500,000 of earnings itself. Pretty cool, right? If you are a fund manager, if you are someone who is dealing with very affluent clients, okay, can you see that this will take you to the all-time high and a new level if you just know what you're doing, okay? Um, so this is a photographer closing $8,000 package and collecting 4,000 deposit. Look at this. He said using what I have, he go and close the most expensive package, right? That's the whole idea, right? To get a better rate, better closing. This one is Wong Jia Hao doing a math tuition, and can you see he's so excited that his 2,000 is coming in? Okay, remember the first time when you have your own 1,000, 2,000 came in the first time, the first 10,000, right? Okay, so let's get you your next first, right? Whether is it the first 100,000, the first 200,000, or the first million, right? Let's get there together. So this one is collecting the largest amount in 1 month from any student. And I don't know what is your largest amount, and whatever it is, can you imagine if you actually break that highest amount, just like this guy here, Hakim. And he's only 29 years old, and he break through his first $20,000 a month. And for years and years, right, he's stuck under 20,000. He has never hit above 20, even if he worked 200%, 300% extra. So in this sharing, right, he said he worked 30% lesser, but he break through and finally made his $20,000 a month. But for the last 5-7 years, he worked 300%, 400%. He never took a break. And this is the first year in his first 54 days with me, he can afford to take a break during the holidays. He can finally be with his friend when the parents pass away. Now, I don't know about you, but moments like those and experiences like that, sometimes not even billions of dollars can buy. Agree? Now, and finally, I want to share with you a story. And this story is something that's very heartwarming to me because he was one of the first graduate that actually learned from me. Before my program was fully built, before my program was so structured, he was one of those first few people who learned from me. And he had 5 kids. He has 5 children, and he has a newborn. He has 4 elderly parents, 2 from the wife and a wife as well. So he has over 10 lives on his shoulder. And when he learned from me, I did not know what was going on with his life. I did not know what kind of problems he might be having. All I know is I'm teaching someone how to close more sales. But little did I know, way after that, many, many years later, that the banks were going after his furnitures already. So this actually provided him a lot of hope. I mean, can you imagine if you were him, right? Look at this, $2,000 deal turned into a 2 million opportunity over a website pitch. I still cannot believe it. It was such a mind-blowing experience that a pitch had opened doors for my life, and in ways I could never imagine and never thought possible at all. Thanks, Jason. No, thank you. Because of you, I structured my program so differently. Because of you, I made a commitment that I have to always remember that someone learning from me could be you. So that is how over about just about 10, right, results, and we are already looking at over 22 million worth of opportunities that's already unlocked. Now my question to you is this: do you want to spend the next 10 years trying to figure out what I've already figured out and transferred to my graduates, or I mean, or do you want to just grab a piece of this system, a piece of these results, or do you, and change your future forever? Because let me tell you this, I think selling skill is one of the skills that AI can never replace. I think selling skill has is the one of the skills that is recession proof. If recession ever comes, nobody will say no to a commission salesperson, right? And if you know how to sell, you know how to build relationship, you know how to communicate with honor, with integrity, with moral, with ethics, and you can get referrals and your circle trusts you, there's no limits of how much you can earn. Isn't it true? There's no amount of income ceiling. Even during recession, if you go and get a job, even if you're not paid a salary, because you have the skills to close, you have the skill to sell, you know you can sell any product and help any company. Now the companies are coming to you to ask you to sell for them, not the other way around, because you're so good at promoting the products. Now, so if you want this recession proof skill and you want this protection skill, okay, I think this is one thing that is more valuable than a insurance premium, okay, because insurance premium you might not be able to cash it out in the 10 years, and this one you can monetize and produce money on demand. The only limit is your skill, the only limit is your ability. Other than that, there's no limit, not even time. Because if you know how to sell any product, you know how to sell a high value product, an airplane, a Rolls Royce, right? Because the skills are the same. Got it? Good. All right, that being said, I'll see you in the next video. And if you are interested, follow the instructions on this video that comes with this video. Reach out and find out more about the program, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.